Louis Armstrong once said that music is life itself. This could not be more true. Music is the one force that drives many of us in our journeys to self-expression and discovery. Each generation has been shaped and molded by the music that it's grown up listening to. One of the most notable eras of music in recent history would be that of the alternative rock craze of the 90s to 2000s. Of these bands, you might recognize names such as Linkin Park, Blink-182, or My Chemical Romance. In my own life, I know I have been shaped and molded by the music I have grown up and listened to, and the music that I have come to love. It has become a safe haven for me through rhythm and lyric. Of these different kinds of genres, alt-rock has definitely come out on top for me, with one band being my overall favorite. That is why today I will be discussing with you the history and eventual cultural impact of Weezer, one of the most notable alt-rock bands of all time. Now let's start at the beginning. How did Weezer come to be? The rise of Weezer as one of the world's most beloved alternative rock bands started small, with just a couple of guys who wanted to play their music. Weezer really began when the frontman, Rivers Cuomo, moved to Los Angeles in 1989 to pursue his musical career. Rivers had been in several different bands prior to starting Weezer that didn't really work out. Upon moving to LA, he would then begin his career working for Towers Records. In working for Towers Records, he would open up many doors and listening to many different kinds of music, and eventually even meeting his fellow bandmates Patrick Wilson and Matt Sharp through several co-workers. They would soon start their band and name it Weezer, after a nickname that he had gained from his father as a child. They gained immense popularity with the release of their debut album, which was named after themselves Weezer, but also known as the Blue Album. This album would take off, and some of their biggest all-time hits would be contained within it. Their music videos would begin to gain massive popularity and even get lots of exposure through MTV. After gaining popularity through the Blue Album, they only continued to grow, and they only released more albums, including albums such as Pinkerton and the Green Album. As a band, they have continued to grow over the years, selling out stadiums worldwide and making plenty more. Since their first release, Weezer has captivated the hearts of young people on a global scale. Their story marks the rise of success of young losers and nobodies, such as Rivers and his friends, who grew up as pimply outcasts who never had many friends, a story that almost every teen can relate to. Writing music about the experience of being a loser, Weezer was able to appeal to the generation of the 90s to 2000s, which could widely relate with the boom of things such as Dungeons & Dragons and other geeky activities. Their music encouraged young people to be themselves unapologetically, showing that they weren't alone. And this sympathy has only carried out through the ages. Everyone feels like a loser sometimes. And after all, music is expression of emotion, how you feel as a person. Because their music can so easily relate to young people, they have only continued as time goes on. Not only does their music continue to appeal to audiences, but also overall outlook disregarding social norms through music, which was a choice that would change and shape alternative rock in a new way. In conclusion, Weezer's influence in the alternative rock genre is nothing to laugh at, as well as their role in the empowerment of the uncool and nerd culture. Weezer as a band has encouraged geeks, nerds, losers, and music lovers everywhere to be who they are unapologetically. As said in Buddy Holly, one of their biggest hits of all time, I don't really care what they say about us anyway.